Bloody Society podcast presents
The Vampire Show. On this episode, season finale, end of transmission. If you are hearing this, stay where you are. Do not go to any location you have visited in connection with this show. Do not attempt to contact us through the usual channels. We are still broadcasting, for as long as we can.
The situation has changed. In the last 48 hours, we have received confirmed reports of targeted attacks on supernatural safe houses connected to this community. Not random, not opportunistic. Targeted. We chose to broadcast anyway. We want to be clear about that. This was a choice. We are making it with full knowledge of what it means.
Vampire boys and girls. Darklings. We have been with you for 10 episodes. You have trusted us with your questions, your fears, your names, your stories. Tonight, we are trusting you with ours. I am Laércio. This is Scarlet, and this is the most important broadcast we have ever made.
The pattern. 7 safe house attacks in 14 days. Locations across 4 countries. 2 in Italy. 1 in France. 2 in the United Kingdom. 1 in Germany. 1 in Brazil. Each location had one thing in common that we did not identify until 48 hours ago. Every supernatural being in those locations had a direct connection to this show. A caller, a listener who had engaged publicly. Someone who had been in contact with our network. This is not a coincidence. Someone is using this show as a map.
Let us be specific, because specificity is the only protection we can offer tonight. The first attack, 14 days ago, a safe house in Milan. 3 supernatural beings, 2 of whom had called into this show. 1 had given their first name on air. 1 had commented publicly on our YouTube channel. The second attack, 12 days ago, Paris. 2 beings. Both had engaged publicly with episode 6, the resurrection episode. 1 had shared the episode on their own network. The third, 10 days ago, London. 4 beings. All 4 had been present at the Beaumont Auction House Gala that I attended for episode 5. Are you hearing the pattern? It is not random engagement. It is specific engagement, specific episodes, specific moments. Someone has been watching which episodes create the most community response, and using that response as a targeting system.
The episodes that generated the most public engagement were Episode 5, the Shifter interviews. Episode 6, the Resurrection. Episode 7, Ivan's Call. Episode 8, Phillip and the Forbidden Magic. Those are also the 4 episodes most directly connected to the child, to Cassandra, to Venice, to the question the Fae caller raised that neither of us answered adequately at the time. The targeting is not random, it is thematic. Someone is eliminating the people most likely to have understood what this show has been pointing toward.
Which means, and I want to say this as clearly as I can, the Darklings who have been paying the closest attention are at the greatest risk. The ones who commented thoughtfully, who connected the threads, who asked the right questions in the comment sections and the emails. You are being targeted not because you listened, but because you understood. That is simultaneously the most frightening and the most extraordinary thing I have ever said on this show. You understood, all of you, and someone found that threatening enough to act.
Which tells us something about what the truth is worth. To those who want it buried.
Scarlet, tell them about the source.
We don't have confirmation.
We have enough. Tell them.
The intelligence feeding the attacks is coming from someone with access to our broadcast network. Not our public channels, our internal network. The scheduling system. The caller verification process. The encrypted contact list that only a handful of people have ever seen. This person has been inside our operation, not observing from the outside, inside. We do not know for how long.
We are telling you this because you deserve to know it, and because the person responsible is almost certainly listening right now. Good. We want you to hear this clearly, you nasty piece of work. Whatever you thought you were protecting by doing this, whatever you were told, whatever you were promised, it is not worth what it has cost. It never is.
The attacks are coordinated. The intelligence required. To know which safe houses are connected to which networks, which beings are connected to which communities, does not come from outside the supernatural world. It comes from inside it. Someone with deep access to our community's infrastructure has been feeding information to whoever is ordering these attacks. This is not an external threat. This is a betrayal.
A betrayal. We do not know who. We want to be honest about that. We have suspicions we will not broadcast because suspicions are not evidence, and the wrong accusation in this climate could cost someone their life. What we know is the shape of it, the access required, the knowledge of our specific network, and the fact that they have been operating from inside the supernatural community, possibly from inside our own broadcast network, for months. While we were broadcasting, while you were listening. That is what we know.
There is more. The attacks are not about Venice. We have been watching Venice. We have been reporting Venice. The fires, the source blood, the Sardi. Venice is real. What is happening there is real, and it is serious. But Venice is also a distraction. Something designed to focus our attention in one direction while something else moves in another. We did not see it until 48 hours ago. We should have seen it sooner.
We see it now. And that is why we are broadcasting tonight, live, from an undisclosed location, very underground. Which is why we're having some trouble with the rotten signal. 10 episodes. We thought we were covering a story. The fires in Venice, the source blood, Eric Bjorn in the shadows, Ivan calling in, Phillip from Venice, the Fae caller who lost a bet to a mortal and told us something about a child, the forbidden magic, the soul anchoring, the dragon crown. We thought we were reporting events as they happened, connecting dots as they appeared. We were not. Someone has been watching us connect those dots, and every time we connected one, every time we named something that was supposed to stay unnamed, we became more dangerous to them. We thought we were covering the story. We were the story.
Episode 1. The fires in Venice, reported for the first time. We told our listeners to stay away from the lagoon. What we did not say, what we did not know yet, is that the fires were designed to be seen. A signal, not to us, through us, to the community watching this show. Someone used our broadcast to communicate something to an audience we could not identify. Episode 3. Dating the Undead. We discussed Eric and Vittoria as a love story, as history. What we were actually doing, without knowing it, was confirming that we knew about the source, that this show had enough access to the inner workings of the supernatural world to discuss the wells, the firstborn, the original blood. That confirmation was noted. by someone who needed to know how much we knew.
We were being assessed.
Episode 6, The Resurrection. Cassandra, the Fae Caller. The Fae Caller did not call only because they lost a bet to a mortal. A Fae being does not place themselves in a position of obligation without purpose. The bet was constructed. The call was deliberate. The information about the child was not a warning to us. It was a warning to whoever has been watching us. A message sent through our broadcast, because our broadcast reaches people that the Fae cannot reach directly. We were not the recipients of that message. We were the channel.
We have been a channel. For 10 episodes. For multiple parties. Each using the show for something we did not authorize and did not understand. The betrayer using us as a map. The Fae using us as a messenger. Ivan using us to say something he could not say directly. Phillip using us to confirm he was still alive and still in the room. Everyone using this show as infrastructure, as the one place in the supernatural world where information can move without appearing to move. Because it is a podcast. Because who pays attention to a podcast? Everyone was paying attention to this podcast.
Including the people who should not have been.
The Blood Binding Discussion, Episode 8. The Soul Anchoring. Scarlet describing what it looks like from the outside. A person who is present but not fully present. Something in them always straining toward a direction you cannot see. We were not thinking about the betrayer when we said that, but I have been thinking about it since. About what kind of person does something like this. Feeds a targeting system to a faction that is hunting their own community. That is not ambition. That is not even fear. That is someone who is being held, against their nature, against their direction. We described the betrayer before we knew they existed.
Laércio.
I know. Someone has something over them. Something the betrayer cannot afford to lose. And that holding, that specific, constant, impossible weight, is what turned a member of our community into a weapon against it. We are not saying this to excuse what was done. We are saying it because the community deserves to understand what they are dealing with. Not a monster. Something worse. Someone who had no choice and made the wrong one anyway. The picture. Complete. What these 10 episodes have been pointing toward, what the dots connect to when you stand back far enough, is this. Someone inside the supernatural community has been attempting to control what this community knows, through information management, through the careful suppression of certain facts, through the creation of a narrative that keeps the community looking in the wrong direction. Venice is the wrong direction. The right direction is... The Fae Caller said, and I want to read this back precisely, lead on. The more interesting question is... That call came in episode 6. At the time, we noted it and moved on. We should not have moved on. Because the attacks on the safe houses, the targeting of our listeners, are connected to that. To who might be paying attention. The show became a liability the moment we started asking the right questions. We are asking them again. Now. Louder.
The betrayer is someone who does not want those questions asked. Who has been trying to quiet this show. Not through confrontation, but through making it dangerous to listen. Through making our community afraid to engage. Make the show itself a threat to the people who love it. And the show silences itself. We are not silencing ourselves.
Darklings, we see you. Every one of you who has been listening from the beginning. Every Darkling who has been paying attention. You are not alone in this. You have never been alone in this. And whatever comes next, you will hear it here first, as long as we are broadcasting. Which is our commitment to you. Always. We will be right.
Philip, you're on the...
Laércio, listen to me. Don't talk. Listen. It's happening here too. Venice. They hit 2 locations in the last hour. Not safe houses. private residences, supernatural beings who had no public connection to anything. Which means the list is bigger than you think. The map is bigger than you think. God damn it. They are not just using your show. They have multiple sources. The show is one thread. There are others. Ivan knows. He's known for 72 hours. He did not tell you because he was trying to contain it before it reached you. He did not contain it. No one can.
Is he all right?
He's Ivan, and he's not alone. Listen, you need to get that information off your public channels. Everything you've said about the Fae Caller, the Episode 6 discussion, all of it. Someone is using it. That is the thread they are pulling. Is the target. Not Venice, not the source, not the Sardi.
Philip, I'm losing you. Can't hear you very well. The betrayer. Do you know who it is?
I have a name. Can't give it out in a live broadcast. What I will tell you is, it is not who you think. It is not someone from outside this community. It is not someone with obvious motive or obvious access. It is someone quiet. Someone who has been quiet for a very long time. The kind of quiet that you mistake for safety. Ivan knows the name. He has known it for 48 hours. He has not acted because acting requires certainty, and because the wrong move costs more than waiting. He is waiting, but not for much longer.
Philip, are you safe right now?
Yeah, for now. Scarlet, I want to say something before this signal goes out. 1926, Culver City, the circuit. You told me you let me win by 4 seconds. You said, before Venice becomes whatever it becomes. I've been thinking about that. About what it means to be told something true by someone who has been watching you long enough to know you. Thank you for that. Whatever happens next, just thank you. For seeing it. For saying it when you did. Tell Laércio. Tell him the guitar it was real.
Phillip Blackwell's line has gone. Not cut. Gone. Vampire boys and girls, I want you to remember everything Philip just said. Write it down if you can. The map is bigger than we thought. Ivan has known for 72 hours. He has a name. Philip, we hear you. I want you to...
Laércio.
I want you to stay calm. Whatever you hear in the next few minutes, stay calm. Stay where you are. Do not attempt to...
We need to go. Now.
Darklings, something is happening at our location. We are going to keep broadcasting for as long as we... We're still here. We are still broadcasting. We are not telling you where we are. We are not telling you what happened in that building. What we are telling you is everything. Right now. All of it. Because that is what this show has always been for.
The picture, complete. For 9 episodes, we have been giving you the pieces. Tonight, we are giving you the frame. A faction operating from inside the supernatural community. A faction that has been trying to control information. The safe house attacks are designed to eliminate anyone who has been paying attention. Anyone who has been asking the right questions. Anyone connected to a show that has spent 10 episodes pointing, inadvertently or not, directly at what that faction once kept quiet. The betrayer is the person inside our community who has been feeding the faction its map. We do not know who they are, but we know they are listening to this broadcast right now. We know you are listening, and we want you to know. We see you, even without the name.
Ivan Lockhart has known for 72 hours. And Ivan Lockhart does not spend 72 hours on a problem without making progress. Eric Bjorn is in Venice for a reason. The second time in recorded supernatural history. We do not know the outcome. We cannot promise the outcome. What we can tell you is that the people who need to be in the room are in the room. Trust that. For now. Trust that. I want to name some of you. Vanessa, Paris, who called in episode 6 and slipped back into French because she was emotional and couldn't help it. We see you, Vanessa. Stay close to your people tonight. Mikhail Sorokov, who called against his entire clan's advice to say thank you on air and hung up before anyone could stop him. Satori, 23 years old, part-time supernatural influencer who reminded us that a miracle gets to exist for a minute before we start worrying about it. Hold on to that right now. Samara, who said 3 words that this show will carry for as long as it broadcasts. Right is right. It still is. It always will be.
I want to say something about this show. I have been alive for 3 centuries. I have watched things built and destroyed and built again. Communities formed and fractured and reformed. This show is the most honest thing I have participated in since I stopped being mortal. Not because we always got it right. Not because we always knew what we were doing. Because we kept broadcasting. Through the uncertainty, through the fear, through Venice and the betrayal, and tonight. We kept broadcasting. I find that worth something. Considerable something.
Scarlet.
Don't make it a thing.
You have been spending too much time with Ivan Lockhart. Darklings, wherever you are right now, whatever tonight has cost you, or confirmed for you, or frightened you into understanding, you are not alone in it. This community exists. It is real. It has been built one episode at a time, one caller at a time, one comment and email and shared link at a time. What happened tonight did not unbuild it. Nothing can unbuild it. Not now. It is too real. We will be back.
We will be back. We do not know when. We do not know from where. But this show exists because the truth exists. And as long as one of those things is true, so is the other.
In Sanguine, Veritas. In blood there is truth, vampire boys and girls. Speak your truth. We will not go gentle into the good night. Stay safe out there, all of you. Every single one. This is Laércio, signing off. For now.
And this is Scarlet, spoiled brat vampire extraordinaire.
You're listening to the Bloody Society podcast, transmitting for you live, kind of, from our private studio in the dark corner of the interweb. Don't miss our weekly episodes.
Until next time, stay bloody gorgeous, darlings. Laércio. You asked me once if I ever thought about who I was before, the mortal version. I lied. I think about her every day. She would have loved this show.
Fiquei 3 meses. E não me arrependo de nenhum dia.